Hi, my favorite fourth graders. I wish that we were able to be together, but unfortunately we can't, so we're using technology in our virtual classroom as the next best thing. And to make you feel more comfortable and to make you feel like we're back in our happy little classroom, I brought my Starbucks coffee because, as all of you know, I cannot go a day without it. So before I get started here, you are going to need a couple things in your hands, okay? The first thing that you need is your King Henry Died by Drinking Chocolate Milk little sheet. That should have been in your packet. The next thing that you need is this piece of paper, this star case piece of paper, and you've probably been wondering about it for the last couple weeks, like why did Miss Hill put this in our packet? Well, you are about to find out. The next thing you need is this lovely packet of conversions. Woo! Okay? And you also need a pen or a pencil to write with. If you want to make it pretty, you can bring all the different colors, but you don't have to. So I'm going to let you pause me as you go gather your materials before you finish the rest of this video. Guys, I just realized that I called this a star case instead of a staircase, but this is a staircase, not a star case. So I'm not gonna lie right now, I'm kind of distracted because as much as we want to make this normal like our classroom, it's not. And I have a cute furry animal staring at me that I just have to show you. Everyone say hello to Havoc. He is the star of this metric system video.
I think my second career option as a YouTube star might be a fail.
Welcome to my little classroom setup. So, we are going to start with the metric system. And I'm sure that some of you have heard the terms kilogram, a ton, a centimeter, a decimeter, a milliliter, a liter, all these different words. And today we're going to unpack those words. So we're going to take the word kilogram, take it apart, and find out what the prefix kilo means. Find out what the prefix deci means, centi, milli, all the different prefixes. And we're going to use this staircase to help us. So I want you to grab your pencil or one of the colors, and we're going to start on the very top, oops, wrong way, of the staircase, okay? On your top staircase, you're going to write the prefix kilo with a dash at the end of it. And the dash means that a word is going to come after kilo. So the prefix kilo means 1,000. So if you see the word kilogram, that means something weighs 1,000 grams. As we move down the staircase, we're going to keep filling in for different prefixes and their meaning. So the next stair is going to be hecto, and hecto means 100. So a hectoliter means 100 liters. Then we keep going to deca. So deca means, I'm sure you guessed it, 10. So a decameter means 10 meters. Also, feel free to pause me if you need help catching up on writing things down and all that jazz. So on your staircase, you should have kilo means 1,000, hecto means 100, deca means 10, and our next one is our base unit, which just means 1. So from this unit, you're going to draw 3 kind of lines with clouds at the top. And I know what you're thinking, Miss Ashley, you should have been an art teacher because the clouds are just perfect. I know. So just try your best. So we're going to come back to fill in those clouds in a minute, and we're going to keep filling in down our staircase. So after our base unit, if you notice, it goes from 1,000, 100, tens, ones, and then now we're going on the other side of the decimal place. And so our next staircase is deci. So like decimeter, decigram, all that good stuff means 1/10. So underneath the word deci, I want you to write 1/10 as a fraction or decimal place 1. And we never say what? 0.1. We never say that. It's always decimal place 1 or 1/10.
You guys are doing so good, and I'm so proud of you so far.
So after deci, we keep going. We move another place over to centi. So centi. So as we keep moving down our staircase, we move from deci, which means 1/10 or decimal place 1, to centi, which means 1/100th or decimal place 0.1. Whoop. And then as you see, after centi on our last staircase is milli, which means 1/1000th or 0.001. I'm very proud of you turkeys for staying this far and for getting all your staircase filled in. So now we're going to move on to filling in these clouds. Right now, I want you to think of the 3 kinds of ways that we measure something. There's 3 types that we went over. One is capacity, one is weight, and the other is length. Those are the 3 kinds of measurements that are going to be inside of these clouds. Here we have the 3 types of measurement. So in the metric system, we measure how long something is, the length of something in meters. We measure the weight of something, how much something weighs in grams, and the capacity of something, which is how much something holds. For instance, how much can my Starbucks cup hold? Capacity in the metric system, we measure that in liters. And remember, you can pause me at any moment if you need to copy any of this down. So after we have wrote the prefixes and we've wrote out our units, now we're going to look at some examples. So our first example is 1 kilometer. If we need to find out how many meters are in 1 kilometer, what is the prefix in kilometer? It is kilo, and kilo means 1,000. So 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. And that would mean the same thing if it said 1 kilogram means how many grams. That prefix kilo did not change. So that 1 kilogram would be 1,000 grams. Then if we keep going on down the staircase, we have 1 Hg. So Hg is an abbreviation or is short for hectogram. So 1 hectogram, hecto means 100. 1 hectogram means 100 grams. And same with that. It could say 1 hectometer. That would mean 100 meters. Or 1 hectoliter. And that would mean 100 liters. I just used different endings so that way we can get one from every type of measurement. And our last example on this side is 1 deciliter. So 1 deciliter, deca means 10, equals 10 liters. Doo-doo-doo. So that is some of our examples on the top side of the staircase using the prefix kilo, hecto, and deca. Now we're going to flip it, kind of, or just go to the other side. Go wherever you have free space, honestly. So now we're going backwards. We're getting smaller units because we're going on the other side of the decimal place where we get into fractions and decimals. So our first one is 1 meter equals how many millimeters? So mm means millimeters. Milli means 1/1000th, right? So if we take that thousandths, 1 meter equals 1,000 milliliters. On this side of the decimal place, we kind of work backwards. We're taking a large unit like 1 meter and seeing how many small units are in it. So our next one is 1 gram. So 1 gram equals 100 cg. Cg stands for centigram. Centi means 1/100th. So when we work backwards, we just take that 100. So 1 gram equals 100 centigrams. And like I said on this side, these can be switched too. This could say 1 gram equals how many milligrams. This could say 1 meter equals how many centimeters. And then our last type of measurement is 1 liter equals how many deciliters. So 1 liter equals 10 deciliters. So I want you to think about this for a second. If you had 2 meters, how many millimeters would that be? How could you figure that out? One thing you could do is think of it as a table. So here at the top of our table, we have 1 meter equals 1,000 milliliters. So under that 1, we would put a 2, and we would multiply 1,000 times 2 because we have 2 meters now. And we need to find the measurement of both of those. So 2 meters equals 2,000 millimeters. Okay? This is going to help you through the rest of 4th grade math. I promise this will be your best friend. So now that we have our staircase filled out, one fun way that you can memorize this is by thinking of King Henry. So King Henry, I'm sure he was a great man, but apparently he had a weakness for chocolate milk, and his weakness got the best of him. So King Henry died by drinking chocolate milk. The first letter of these 6 staircases is the first letter of King Henry died. By is unit, as in base unit. So these are our base units. By drinking chocolate milk. So I want you to have your staircase handy because we are going to work out some of these problems together. And in order to do that, you need to be able to use this as an awesome resource to help you. Okay? So for number 1, it's 15 meters equals how many millimeters? The first step I did on solving this problem is I said, okay, mm means what? Millimeter. Milli means 1,000. So I take this 15 and I times it by 1,000 and I get 15,000. So I want to show you a trick. In number 1, we went from meters to millimeters. So on this, we are going to go from meter, which is a base unit, yep, all the way to millimeters. So we're going down the staircase, correct? And we go down the staircase how many times? 1, 2, 3 times to land on millimeter. So when we go down the staircase, we multiply. I want you to notice that 15 has 3 zeros after it. So when you go down the staircase, however many times you go down is a 0 at the end of the number that you are converting. So 15 meters equals 15,000 millimeters. When you go down the staircase, you multiply. And a trick is every time you go down, you add a 0 at the end of that 15. So now let's look at number 2. So number 2 is a little different because we go from CL, which is centiliter, to liter. If we look at our lovely staircase, we notice that centiliter is down here and liter is a base unit. So to get there, we have to climb up, right? And we climb up 1, 2 times to get to liter. So when we go down, we multiply. When we go up, we do the opposite of multiplication, which is, I hope you just said division. And if you said division, you are correct. Your parents should give you dojo points for that. Anyway, so we go from centiliter to liter, and we go up the stairs 2 times. 1, 2. So centi means 1/100th. So when we go up the staircase, we divide. So we have 5,500 divided by 100. And you're probably like, whoa, Miss Ashley, that's going to take me way too long to do that with the area model of division. Well, I agree with you. So if you don't already know this trick, hold your horses because it's about to blow your socks off. Okay? So there are how many zeros in 100? 2. And there are how many zeros in 5,500? 2. So when you see a 0 in this number and a 0 in this number, you can mark it out. So I'm going to mark 1 0 from 100 and 1 0 from 5,500. Do I still have a 0 in both numbers that I can mark out? Yeah. Let's go ahead and mark those out. So I did that because there are 2 zeros in 100 and 2 zeros in 5,500. When there are zeros like that, they cancel each other out. So now we look at our division problem and we have 55 divided by 1. And what is 55 divided by 1? 55. So 5,500 centiliters is 55 liters. Boom. Drop the mic. We are going to do 2 more problems of these together in this whole packet. So that way I make sure that you understand. And if you have any questions at the end of this video, please come to me during my office hours and I will love to help you with this, okay? So the next one that we're going to do together is number 3. And number 3 says 25 cm equals how many mm? So the first thing we need to figure out is what does these abbreviations mean? So cm means centimeter. I wish I could hear you guys. That would make my life a lot easier. But here I am talking to my imaginary friend Jeff, it feels like. So cm means centimeter. What does centi mean or centi mean? That means 1. Good job. Look at your chart to make sure. Don't just guess, children. So centi means 1/100th or decimal place 0, 1. So we are going from cm, centimeter, to mm. Ooh, interesting. So mm means millimeter. Go ahead and write millimeter either above or below this mm. Do. Boom. So we are going from centimeter to millimeter. When we go down the staircase, what do? We multiply or divide. When we go down the staircase, we
Multiply!
So from centi to milli, we multiply because we're going down the staircase. And how many times do we have to go down a step to get from centi to milli? Just one. So we add 1 0 at the end of 25. So 25 centimeters is how many millimeters? Any guesses? Any guesses? 250. 250. And we found that out because it only took us one try or one step to get from centi to milli. And a step going down means that you add a 0 at the end of the number because it's getting larger. The next problem that we're going to do today is number 14. So take the time and flip the page over to number 14. And number 14, I wanted to go over it because it's a little tricky. Because if you notice, there's no zeros in this number. Whew. So we have to turn 7,656 milliliters into how many liters? So the first thing we need to do is look at King Henry's staircase. That's what we can call this, King Henry's staircase. And we're going from milliliters to liters. So let's start at milliliters. Boom. And we go 1, 2, 3 to get to liters, which is a base unit. So we can't take 3 zeros away from this number because there's not 3 zeros. So right now in 7,656, the decimal place is in a normal spot. It's at the end of the number. Right now it's at the end of the number. And so to get from milliliter to liter, how many steps did we have to climb? 3. We had to climb 3 steps to get from milliliter to liter. So when we climb 3 steps, that means we need to take that decimal place and move it over 3 times. So when we take that decimal place and move it over 3 spaces, that's 7,656 milliliters turns into 7 decimal place 656. So we weren't able to divide by taking away zeros. So we moved the decimal place. Since we went up the staircase, we moved the decimal place 3 times because that's how many times we went up the staircase. So 7,656 milliliters is 7 decimal place 656 liters. So that is your answer. Boom. Drop the mic again.
So that's the end of the video for today.
Hit the button below, like and subscribe, tell all your friends. Just kidding. You don't have to because this isn't really a YouTube video because I uploaded it to Google. But anyway, I hope that this helped you. And if you have any questions, come to my office hours. They are from 11 to 12 every day on Google Classroom. Just click that Google Hangout and you can come hang out with me. Parents, if you have more questions, feel free to email or text me and I will set up a one-on-one with your student. But I'm so glad that we had a chance to do this and I can't wait to see your lovely faces during our Google Hangout. I hope you all had a great time watching my video in your professional pajamas. Yes, I said professional pajamas. I said professional pajamas. I said professional pajamas. I said professional pajamas because that is what we live in now. See, if you notice, my top is very professional. It is something that I would wear to school. But what you didn't know is that I am wearing my sweatpants, my pajama pants. I fooled you with my professional pajamas. I love you all. And have fun getting your work done. I wish I was there to encourage you and help you in person, but I love you so much.